Our next thing to talk about then, I think, is also very good.
Shards
for
of
us.
Domination.
Yes, it is the Shards of Domination from the Sanctum of Domination in Chains of Domination.
Yeah, I wonder if Domination magic will play a major role in this expansion or patch.
I wonder if there's a secret dungeon in the Irvine campus.
Yes, obviously there is.
Because, man, they keep on doing all this freaking weird pseudo kinky shit. You're like, come on, Bliss. Come on. Oh, dear.
Well,
so,
I mean, to be fair, if you look at almost any corner of the internet, people are definitely being a little bit more openly, how do I put this?
horny and main, I believe.
Disgusting. No,
Oh, that-
no, no, degenerate.
Oh, man. So, Shards of Domination, to give you the TLDR before we get into the new stuff. Right. You can have up to 5 Domination sockets on your gear in this new patch. Gear with Domination sockets will drop from the new raid instance. So one of your priorities early on in your raiding this patch is going to be distributing loot within your party so that as many of your raiders get up to 5 slots as you can, right? So that's what you're going to want. Now, what you put into those is the Shards of Domination, which basically are just gems. They are in 3 types, so it's not colors of gems, it's types, but I mean, it's basically blood, frost, and unholy, so it's, you know, named after the old school Death Knight runes.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice
I
little
like
touch.
it.
And the new thing is they have an upgrade system and a currency. And other currencies in the game,
Yes.
they are called Embers?
Stygian
Domination?
Embers.
Yeah, Stygian Embers.
So do you want your Stygia or your Stygian Embers or your Stygian, some other
Or
Stygian
your
thing?
Soul Cinders and your Soul Ash.
Yeah, your
All
Soul
kind of bit
Ash,
confusing. But yeah, so Stygian Embers, you get them from defeating bosses. And you can use your Stygian Embers to upgrade your Domination Shards. So basically, you get these Domination Shards, you shove them in your gear, you upgrade them. That means that your character will get more and more powerful over time. This is basically accomplishing what Titan Forging and more Thunder Forging, I think, was supposed to, achieve, which was you could keep on doing the same bit of content again and again and again and again, and even if you don't get the big crispy drops that you want, you're going to get something useful. You're going to progress, some of your character's power.
Yeah, I think.
Because that was like the whole idea. If you were, doing farm mode reclears of a raid, but all your party has got your difficulty levels gear, why are you doing it? It's a big waste of time. But if they can Thunder Forge, then maybe you can get an upgrade. So this is kind of like that, just that it's a lot more calmed down and deterministic and not really messing around with our gear.
Yep, it is definitely not Corruptions 2.0.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I think it's especially the idea of, I mean, there's a part of me thinks this might be a little bit lost on a large amount of the player base because they don't engage with like a really coordinated raid team quite as much but for like the mythic players and like the really like involved heroic people who are planning out gear rotations and stuff, I feel like this is actually really interesting. Like the amount of drops. I was almost fantasizing earlier today about making a spreadsheet for our raid team for 9.1 to see what gear people need. I was like, that would be a really cool experience to go for. If, most gear stuff lines up there. Although, let's not talk about weapon tokens again, because that was something. But I think it's really just great for those players to have that swapping around and planning stuff. This gear is deterministic. It has a specific purpose, especially when you're thinking about like legendary slots and stuff. That actually is all compelling gameplay to the people who like that stuff. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think this is absolutely great. Now, the upgrade thing is interesting because I saw that was like the original notes Dakor handed over to us. It was basically just like, well, let's put a catch up in from the start.
Yes.
And then I'm kind of thinking to myself, well, this is actually a really interesting thing because it basically boils down to what is a character. And what I mean there is, if an alt is truly an alternative character, then the more catch up that you do, you do it so much that it can actually devalue what you do in your main, and then it teaches players to wait and to play the game later.
Yeah.
It's like even when that catch up is built in from the beginning, like with artifact knowledge, what happens is we instantly know how to game it, and we're not really playing the game, we're playing the systems, and it doesn't work. So it's that weird thing where with these embers, if there is loads and loads and loads of catch up, it might feel weird before the catch up. And if that catch up is there from launch, it could create some bizarre incentives. and just
Yeah.
it could be odd, I suppose. So it's that thing where, what is a character? Is it truly an alt character, or is it basically just really like you wanting to change your loadout in Call of Duty to a new one?
That's the problem that we have with alt friendliness overall.
Yeah, a lot of top-end raiders, top-end Mythic Plus people, I basically think they want to have one character that can be any class, like with Final Fantasy, where they can just swap between it. I think that's basically what they would like the most, because to them, it is more about access to a set of mechanics that they can play with and enjoy, which is so different from somebody playing an MMORPG and having characters on it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because I guess it depends on how it's built into the like identity of the character from like the kind of almost, I want to say, RPE perspective, where in FF it's not super like it's not like there's anything inherent to you that's why you're this class or job. It's a thing you can undertake and get good at, but there's definitely running around with a load of soul crystals in your bag to be all these jobs doesn't feel quite right, but it's a gameplay sacrifice. I think that doing that in World of Warcraft would be a complete fucking like nutcase move, because I have a distinct, like, I'm not even an RPer, but I have a distinct identity for like most of my classes where I'm like, oh yeah, this alt is a warrior. They're kind of like this. I have this like idea in my head is like the mog they're wearing and stuff like that is important on that front. But it's like I think it was, I can't remember which interview it was. It was one of the interviews where they're talking about alt catch up and stuff. I think it might have been Morgan and Sloot. I can't remember, but it was whoever it was said something about how the alts, a number of players like alts as a fresh journey.
Yeah.
Like literally, oh, well, you're basically starting a new game.
It's kind of how I did it in the past.
Yeah. But a lot of other players expect alts to be, like you said, like a different loadout, like a new game plus kind of thing, where you want all the skips, you want all the catch up, you want to be able to play. Yeah. Like, okay, so I've healed this as a holy paladin. I want to see what it's like as a Mistweaver, because I don't know, maybe you're a masochist or something. But you're like, okay, let's see what that is. And it's that almost impossible problem of you have two distinct groups of player bases. How do you keep both happy? And there's no real answer. Yeah. But I think the idea of alt catch up is like, maybe it's even a thing that's turned on, but then I guess turning it off or not turning it on feels stupid then if you're kind of going on that first journey.
Yeah, I think some sort of way to do it is perhaps like in Mists of Pandaria, because it had so many catch-ups, but they were catch-ups you actually earned in your main, and that meant that rocketing through it the second time didn't devalue what you did in your main because you earned it.
Yeah.
So a sort of situation where I don't know how you do it, but maybe you defeat Sylvanas on a difficulty mode, and then, for every other run in that difficulty mode, you get double the embers, and you can trade them, bind an account or something. I don't know exactly what it would be, but there is some way there where you can actually get the catch up that loads of players want, but you can make it a part of progression where it doesn't feel like it devalues what you've just done in your main. Yeah. Like you should wait until the game self-nerfs, which is where catch-up basically is, I think, good whenever you're rocketing through something because you've earned it. That's exciting. You're doing because you're the sweat of your brow. But whenever it is just, I wait and then the game goes easy on me, then it feels like your past efforts are devalued and all that jazz. So I think that's how to do catch-up successfully. Yeah, so
basically. In terms of what this actually would be in-game, I guess that would be some sort of speed-up attached to most progression systems that you can unlock through achievements. So get ahead of the curve. Look, you've got triple or quadruple or 5 times Stygian embers. Maybe even speed it up for however many times you've killed on different characters. Yeah. Maybe like alt, main, you get double embers on your alt, and then go on that character, get a kill. Now you're getting 4 times, something like that. Maybe. Although I can immediately see the problems where you have you'd have to unlock it for like the whole way across, because I'm just thinking if you do it linearly where the main character doesn't also get the bonus, then you've just wrecked people. But no, I think you could do it like a single step achievement unlock.
Yeah, speed I think that would basically work. Really, I think that would work, be elegant, and feel good for everybody involved. So let's do that.
Yeah, go for it. Thank
Let's go,
you.
Blizz. Let's go.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Well, the invoice in the post. No.
Oh, we need to send some. No, okay.
So I think let's hop over to another. Oh, I
Yeah.
guess the other thing we should just
Yeah,
probably
the
mention.
set bonuses.
The set bonuses. To be honest, they're basically boring. It seemed to me like there's one you'll use if you're a tank healer or a DPS, sort of. But there could be
Yes.
some of that. Like if your team is struggling, then maybe you could send some of your DPSers over to the Bloodlink one to get like a little bit more
Yeah.
healing in a certain phase. So
Yeah.
there is some playing around with
There's
it.
a little bit of that. I guess I'm personally sort of annoyed that would come with having to farm up extra stuff, but that makes fucking sense for
yeah.
farm for what stuff you can. But I think the fun of this will actually come from the fact that it's a 3-set bonus. But I haven't looked at, I should have done this, but I didn't look at the most recent data mining for the actual effects.
Oh, on
But
the shards themselves.
Yeah, but I remember when they were initially data mined, there was one for each role, ostensibly. So you would have, picking the blood 3-set meant that you were sacrificing the frost and unholy, like, say, for example, tank ones. So you were opting into a more balanced spread, but then that gave you that. I don't know if that's still the case.
Well, could you not go for the blood 3-set? Let's just say you're a tank. Go for the blood, or no, if you're a tank, maybe you're going for the frost 3-set. But then you'd go for the tanky blood and tanky or chaos unholy one. Because it's a total of 5 you can put in your character.
Yeah, but it's it depends on how many are available.
Oh, yeah,
I think
to you,
overall,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was the idea. I thought that was kind of the intent of kind of allowing you to really have to consider what you want to put in. But
Yeah.
I do like the idea so far.
Yeah, I basically like this. And what I like about it is it's just kind of simple. It's like just a simple one-off thing. And when I mean simple, it's like, it's not that it's the most simple thing in the universe. It's just that, like, it's like a little bolt-on. Patches over, it's gone. But in a way where it feels decent and thematic for the raid.
Yep.
Now, of course, my personal hope would be that the next raid comes along, we all get class sets, and we don't have to bother doing things like this.
Yeah.
Because the class set would be more fun than any of this, because it would change my class, and that's what would be fun.
Yeah. I will say I still have one major fear for this,
Oh, dear.
and that is something they've tried to avoid but also haven't. So obviously we know these set bonuses are only active in Korthia, the Maw, Torghast, and the Sanctum of Domination.
Yeah.
The individual shards are active everywhere. So I still harbor this little bit of fear that they've just basically shit on M+ players' dreams.
Oh.
Not PvP because they have the extra, they have the extra item level there. But I'm definitely just sitting thinking, please don't. Please don't. This is so close to like, there are no problems.
Yeah.
But, no, sorry, there are no problems and also it is good.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's still that tiny bit of fear in my soul that they'll get one number wrong and then everyone will just be like, we need raid gear for M+.
Yes, if that happens, it would certainly be, a little bit of a, that would be a troublesome thing.
That is for sure. But I don't know if there's really much else to talk about on this outside of it. It's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, no, I'm basically happy.